What is our philosophy and approach to working with girls and young women? All of the programs that we have at Vermont Works for Women strive to help women and girls cultivate courage, confidence, and leadership. So how do we do that? We're asking our participants to take positive risks, to step outside of their comfort zone, to raise their voices, to share their opinions, to try something new, and to be themselves. We do that in a number of different ways. We try, and whenever possible, to use the most inclusive language. We want to be sure not to alienate anybody by using language that wouldn't include them in the different activities or groups that we're talking about. We try and use a trauma-informed approach whenever possible. We recognize that even though we might be working with 26 girls at a time and not necessarily know about their history with trauma, we can make an assumption that somebody has experienced something traumatic in their lives and focus all of our programs and all of our activities on a way that would be comfortable and safe for different people with different experiences to engage in them, and offering multiple ways for them to engage that it allows them to feel safe and allows them to opt out of it. Going along with those opting out of it is the challenge by choice approach. This is where we allow girls to say in which ways are they going to engage in our different programs. Do they want to use the chop saw themselves? Do they want to watch an adult use the chop saw? Do they want to use this tool hand over hand with a staff member? Would they rather watch someone and hear what it sounds like and get a sense of it? Would they allow their friend to help them do something? And this is a way that we can have them approach the trades, but also different things like on a challenge ropes course, how high do they want to go up? For some people, using the entire high ropes course might be really simple, might not be outside of their comfort zone, but for others, just taking 3 steps up the ladder is enough of a challenge for them, and that should be honored and respected and encouraged and supported just as much as the person who goes through the entire thing. And it's also important for us to recognize that saying no and that you don't want to do something can be just as hard and take just as much courage. We like to personalize our support for our participants. So we might ask them, how can you be supported? For that person who's climbing the ladder, who's a little bit nervous but wants to keep going, how can they, would it be useful for them to have really loud cheers and hear us and hear the other participants hear the staff member supporting them, or would they like it to be quiet? Same sort of thing when they're working through a problem on one of their trades activities. Maybe it's something in a carpentry shop. Do they want support helping think through it? Do they want to draw it out with us? Do they want us to give them suggestions of how to do it, or do they want to be left alone? So different ways that we can approach this in a way that the girl gets to tell us how we can be supportive to her. And it's not just one approach that we use for everybody, recognizing that that's not going to be what supports everybody. We as a staff like to foster and model strong relationships between girls and women. We recognize that the messages that we're getting from the media in particular and our culture as a whole is that girls and women are not inherently kind to one another and supportive of one another, and we don't believe that for a second, and so we want to push back on that pretty hard and show that women and girls can be very supportive of one another, and our staff are tasked with modeling that all the time, and we recognize that they're watching us and that we're setting the tone for what they should expect when they're adults. And so we like to do whatever we can to show the most supportive relationships possible. Along the same lines, knowing that we're setting a tone that we are role modeling, we want to model positive body image, and we want to demonstrate our own healthy self-esteem. So what does it look like to have confidence and not be, and still be able to be humble and be confident in the world, have positive body image, have not negative self-talk, and in a way that is genuine and true and real for the girls to see, and not necessarily have to see women that are constantly cutting themselves down or cutting each other down.